What's up, everybody? Brett here. I'm back today playing some more Total War Warhammer 2. It's our Malice Dark Bay campaign. Guys, I'm excited to bring you back in. First things first, I want to say something. I know this isn't my most popular series on the channel. It doesn't get a ton of views, but I appreciate those of you who watch it. I just wanted to throw that out there. I know that if you're a huge Total War fan, you've probably been playing this campaign yourself, and perhaps I have very little to teach or offer you in the way of learning this game and having fun with this game. But what I'm doing here is, I'm getting my own first impressions as I play. I'm not playing this in my free time, this campaign that is. What you see is what you get, and I'm learning on the go, and I hope that's enjoyable for those of you who stick with this Let's Play and that you do enjoy it. So, without any further ado, we've got quite a few little strategic moves to make, and I hope that everything is going to work out okay. We're very close to this army, Azazel, a high elf. We're going to get there with our Black Ark. I wanted to get our sorceress in there. She's level 6. She would have been a great asset in this upcoming battle. Oh, wow. And it's pretty sure that they're going to win. I am not so sure. We've got artillery. They do not. We have chariots. So we have the mobility, which they don't have. And harpies for a little bit of flanking charges. And we have enough infantry to hold against any amount of spearmen. Plus we have all of these. Cain's Lash, Sky Cauldron, Soul Rain. Let's quick save it. I don't... Is this like one of our first... I'm trying to remember if we actually get a Dreadlord. It looks like we do. An Unbreakable Dreadlord. Let's see. We'll learn this together. I never remember whether or not... I don't think you used to get a Lord. I feel like that's a new change. Your Lord was just kind of a placeholder representation. Wasn't like an actual physical Dreadlord. But no, we do. We get a Dreadlord. And I'm happy actually that he is a crossbow variant. So we don't have to put him in any kind of danger. We can keep him back. He's unbreakable, which is pretty cool. And God, I hate this so much. I hate this so much. It's our Black Ark, but we're fighting at the bottom. What sense does that make? Instead of us defending our own gate for our enormous Black Ark, I mean, look at this thing. Just look at it. It's unbelievable. Amazing map. We're not defending it. They are. So, pretty crummy. So let's try and get the best line of sight we can for our artillery. That's the biggest thing. So we want a nice, clean line of sight. We'll use the harpies as kind of like... They'll be giving us vision, is kind of the general idea. We just need to respect their Lothern Sea Guard as the real thing. It just sucks that they're going to be able to get down here charges on us. We've got the inferior range on our ranged units. We also don't have the shielded variant, which kind of hurts. Let's get them maybe in a group 6. Something like that. We can split them up a little bit, so in case they need to turn, they won't hit each other. But their range isn't enormous. I mean, it's a 350 range. Scourge Runner Chariots are going to have to do some work for us this game as well. We could probably hide them right here. I don't think they'll be able to be seen. And let's get the Harpies in a group as well. Alright, Dreadlord can chill in amongst his people. Harpies are spotters for now. And we could leave them in skirmish mode. I don't think we will, though. Alright, guys. If we had started up here, this would be a completely different battle. I think we can get a slightly better position. I don't know if they're going to come to me. Looks like they can see these guys, despite... I would think this would act as terrain and they wouldn't be able to see, but perhaps not. And we're going to go very wide with the Harpies. We don't want to get into their range. If we kind of hover over here, we can see what their range is and how they're moving to meet us. And if we pull some of these Lothern Sea Guard off of, the main army, that's a pretty net positive for us. There's a little bit of a ridge here where you can see we're moving up our bolt thrower. This one, though, I would like it also to be moved up. So let's move them here and move this one here. And that should give us all the range we need. We're actually looking like we're going to close in fairly soon. So let's see if the game will let me hook this up. Mash them. Oh, I missed. I missed a bit. That's alright. If they don't brace, we get a good charge. Okay, they look like they braced. But we'll still get a nice charge. And we'll just pull back. They're all bracing. The AI is generally pretty good at bracing. So you want to be careful. These harpies over here. Everybody's looking good. And you know what? I don't think we're going to need to make it to that ridge. Let's just start shooting. We've got clear lines of sight. We'll back this up. And as soon as they stop moving, like this is when we'll drop the heat on them. And they're going to move. Okay. Yeah, those abilities are not very good on trying to destroy blobbed up range stuff. Let's go into melee. And I think we should also, yeah, let's kill those Shadow Warriors. We'll take some shots here. Get in the back with our harpies. Just keep kiting with the Scourge Runner chariots. I think that's a good play. Shoot back here. Shoot back here. And let's just settle for the massed infantry in the front. Very good. And we could peel off here. If we wanted to, we could just wrap around and get behind the spearmen. But I think we're going to actually go into the Shadow Warriors. Yes, hit them from the front and the back. Very good. You guys get in there. And we'll just keep shooting at the Shadow Warriors, I think. Scourge Runner Chariot, still not really being caught. I love this unit. Such a good unit. And we should be breaking just about everything soon. Alright, you guys go over there. And we'll hit here. And we'll hit here. Shadow Warriors, don't be mistaken. We can slow-mo and take a look at them. They're really cool models. These guys can fight in melee. They've got the stats. They have the stats. Sorry, my wife's sending me a text. For those of you who don't know, it's Christmas Eve. And doing a lot of stuff with the family. But I had some free time in between other things. So I was like, you know what? I need to record. Let's play some Total War. Yeah, that's actually a good firing angle. I don't hate that. Ooh, we got caught. We got caught a little bit. Come over here. And we'll drop that. They're trying to pin in my harpies. We don't need to let them do that. We can pull out and go for these. Alright, now we're going to split up. And I think we're going to come and hit these guys in the back instead of going for the other groups. Artillery. I left them in single fire mode instead of like spread infantry killing mode. Because I like to kill models. Yeah, these guys are just about done. Charge in there. Could probably just stay here and fight. Get that going. Do we have any other blob? We do. And our Black Arcs are our Corsairs rather. They're having a tough time. It's not an easy battle, but we've been chipping down at the Lord. Alright, our Harpy's finally up in the air. These can go here. Alright, those guys are shattered. So let's bring the chariots back. They drew away so much fire from us. And they each got 130 kills. That's huge. I think they were in the forced march stance as well. So these guys are dead. We can just end the battle, I'm pretty sure. And call it. But good fight. Oh man, I don't know if you guys, any of you have kids or you like kid shows, but one of my favorite shows on TV is Big City Greens. Check that out on Disney Channel if you haven't seen that. It's an awesome show. But my wife is making, there's a character in it, her name is Tilly. She's a little girl, she's got like a heart of gold, and she's got a little bit buck teeth. She's super cute, but she looks just like my daughter basically. And yeah, we're gonna go for the replenishment. And the slaves. But she has a little stuffed animal she calls Saxon. They're like poor hillbilly people. And Saxon is a literal sack with button eyes. And my wife is making that for my daughter for Christmas. And she's just missing a couple buttons. I thought that was a good idea. And we leveled up here in our Black Ark. Whatever the heck that means. Armor piercing damage, +5 for all units when defending. Oh, wow. These are some crazy buffs. Unknowable. Magic resistance 15%, and you get oh my god. This is amazing too, but I don't know how often we'll be defending. We're going to be definitely the attackers for a while. I'm going to get all of this, but we have to get Quartermaster into Renown and Feared. Even if it's just for the campaign movement range as well. Wreathed in Mists. One would imagine being the size of a small island would hinder stealth. The sorcerers weaving spells in misdirection in the hold would beg to differ. Very cool that they gave them their own like individual flavor for the black art. That's just good writing, I think. And now we can move backwards. Bring ourselves back closer. Make sure there's no like good islands here for like pillaging. So now we have another option. We have another choice essentially. I was going to bring Malice down here to take this battle, but I think it's probably we're better served just going ahead and killing off this quest Beastmen army. And for that we will get this. So I don't know if I read this last time. No, I did. I remember reading it now. But 3,000 gold is something we could almost desperately use. So let's go and smash them. Hopefully they don't run. We are a pretty superior force. Dang it. Well, we might be able to catch them. It's very close. Dang. Okay. Honestly, I didn't expect them to run because oftentimes what you'll find in this game, when they give you like an army that you kind of have to fight, they make it so that they really don't run from you. But if I have to chase Beastmen all over the place, this is going to get pretty old pretty fast. So now we have another kind of an interesting choice. I have our boy Pardic here in ambush stance, hoping that these armies might come and try and get me. Pardic has Lightning Strike? No, he does not. Okay. I think there's two armies here. There's two armies and the garrison. I think Tretch is here and he's just in ambush stance. And next turn we have a rebellion that's going to take place. So what I could do, and this is my first option, go here, fight all the armies, potentially. Sack, if I win, sack this place, get a fat stack of gold, and then force march my way back into my own territory. That way I can replenish and not take the huge public or upkeep reduction penalty that we get whenever we leave, thanks to the mines. And then I'll still be here in time for next turn to come and attack that garrison rebellion before it can do any harm economically to me or grow really. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I feel like though if I just stay in ambush stance, they might come to me, and I won't have to risk accidentally being outside of my territory and losing a ton of gold. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. I think what we can do is upgrade. We've got 2,000 gold. We now have the ability to recruit Scourge Runner chariots. We're not close enough with Malice to kind of retrofit his army just yet. But I think what's going to happen is next turn, I'm going to move all the way out here. Malice is going to be in range finally. And then what I can do is I can get rid of some of these units that we've been holding on to. Or trade them. Just give them to the Black Art. Give Malice these 2 Scourge Runner chariots. And give him probably both Reaper or Bolt Throwers.
Nothing.
It's just how I'm going to do it most efficiently is kind of the only real small issue. I want to give him some Sisters of Slaughter. I want to give him... What else can we get? Can we upgrade now? Okay. We can get Sisters of Slaughter and Scourge Runner Chariots. They're kind of the big ones for right now. Once we upgrade this, we'll be able to get War Hydras, which I think are probably just better than Charybdis. I like the breath attacks. Charybdis more of your anti-large killers. Pharaoh Manticores aren't to be underestimated either. But we've got to upgrade to an enormous Black Art before we can do that, which I would like to do, but it's going to take 3 more population, which isn't hard to get. We level up almost every turn. It's going to take also 4,800 gold. So I'm thinking now, as I look at things, we should probably just hold on to the gold we have. Okay, that's just telling us a rebellion is imminent. And before we do anything else, let's also go into our diplomacy. Oh, wow. Hold on. They have one... Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Guys, if you've ever done a Tretch campaign, I've had this happen to me. I conquer this person's, or this faction's, the Forgebound, their entire area, and then you get to this last place, the Black Light Tower, and they just sit there with a full stack of, like, Black Ark Corsairs, and you can't kill them. You can't kill them until the super late game. This place gets upgraded hugely. They just sit there with a 20 stack, and you just can't get them out. You need, like, 2 armies of late game stuff to do that. So I expect them to hang out. Let's make these agreements first. I'm not eager to jump into any type of alliance. They might end up going to war with one of my allies at some point. I generally avoid those types of alliances. But it's nice to have finally a trade partner that can help my income. And maybe we'll be able to confederate them at some point. They don't really own much, so I don't know what the amazing benefit of that would be. I would love to get some more stuff going with Crone Hellebrand. She owns a lot. We're still rank 1, which is why she's given us some respect. Let's see if we can offer her a small payment in addition to this. Okay, I'm not really willing to give more than that.
At your service, as we are not savages.
They don't want a peace treaty yet. I don't care about their one location. And I hesitate to make any treaties with Kroq-Gar. He's going to eventually hate me. He's got a minus 40 aversion. We would have to fight his enemies for a long time to be safe from that.
Evil elf thing.
And then Clan Moore, where is he?
I head taker. Keep your head lower than me or I take it.
Huh. Interesting. And Clan Rictus has 8. So you can't see Skaven on the map, but what you can do is go into diplomacy and get a general idea of what they own. That can help you quite a bit. Alright. And with the rebellion is going to come a big penalty in our slaves, because they are going to rebel here. We really need to get Haggrafe leveled. And that's going to take several turns. We're honestly not even close. Which sucks, because it would be nice to upgrade this to a Dark Tower. I just don't think we'll do that. We'll prioritize getting Haggrafe up a level. That way we can get the public order and slave and monies bonuses from that. So without any further ado, guys, let's roll the turn. That was all worth talking about, though. That's all the setup for what we're doing, probably for the several next turns. Stabilizing our economy, dealing with our immediate threats, trying to finish off our quests. And now we have a 10th level of demonic possession. And we need to spend 1,500 gold if we want to get rid of that. Okay, we're being raided. We have an imminent rebellion.
I have control.
What do you have? Hopefully it just lets me auto-resolve this. It kinda does.
Send them to the
I quick-saved it. Let's see what happens for science. Wow, it shows us getting smashed.
Execution is in order.
Well, we need to get some... We lost about 1,000 slaves there.
You're worth more alive.
We'll take the replenishment.
Even pitiful. Beware the stampede.
And that was pretty good.
Ready
We also
ravage.
leveled there. Our boy Parduk is at 10 loyalty, which is great. Let's give him a Scarecrow banner. Keep that loyalty train rolling. So he also has the option now to get a Name of Power. And I think I'm going to hold off on giving him a mount until we can get a Manticore. The Chariot's great too, though. But a Name of Power. Combat skills, Lord's Army. Influence the province in which the Lord is standing or the faction as a whole. I might go for Aristocratic because he's just one of those guys that's going to stand there forever. His job is just to protect that place. But I don't know if I can pass up this turn's 7% upkeep reduction plus another 8% after that. So everything else is kind of on hold until that happens. We also have Rapacious Predators, which is pretty cool. But he doesn't have a beast-themed army yet. But my intention is definitely to give him a monster-focused army that he can use. But for now, let's go with Quartermaster.
To the victors.
Very good.
Spoils of flesh.
And you'll see he's at 1157 down to 948. So that's nice. Next time, the next 8%, we're talking like another 100 essentially. This army is going to be so cheap. And with that victory that kind of came at a pretty high price for our replenishment, we need to drink the elixir. We can't afford to have no replenishment like that. And with that, we are going to jump into Haggrave, stabilize that public order penalty that we're suffering, and give ourselves some more replenishment. Unfortunately, we're also kind of buying time for Tretch to gather strength. But we also picked up the Sword of Anti-Heroes. He's already got a pretty good sword. This one gives you a buff to your armor piercing and weapon damage, gives you magical attacks and melee attack +5. Very cool. So who do we have that can use that? I don't know if this guy can use weapons. He can. Interesting. Alright. Let's give him the Sword of Anti-Heroes. Is that amazing on him? Potentially. Armor piercing damage and weapon damage. Weapon damage won't apply to his ranged skill. I wonder if you could, like... Alright, Fleet Master. Gotta remember this. He gives us missile resistance, but he also buffs our Black Ark Corsair units. So we do want our army here to be made up primarily of Black Ark Corsairs. Get rid of these Bleak Swords and get those units would be preferable.
The people are displeased.
I think we need to be a little bit choosy about what comes next. And I'm very aggravated that I have to chase these guys. They're going to run, 100%. Because they're not going to want to fight with the garrison here.
Venture forth, tyrant of the hag.
Wow, we can't catch them.
Blood for Cain's cup.
Boy, that's something.
Increase the pace. On the route.
We're going to go into force march stance. Move that way. And with that, we don't want to upgrade any of this. This all takes 10 now to get access to. I would love to get Doomfire Warlocks. Even Dark Riders with Repeater's Crossbows would be cool. Shades are one of my favorite units, but I think we're trying to kind of shoot past that for something bigger. Okay, we're going to keep moving. I was hoping to catch those guys in one turn, but it doesn't appear like that's going to be the case. It might have been something, an instance of we really needed to use our ambush stance.
Feel the power.
Black-hearted dreadlord.
Excuse me, guys. Couldn't hit the old sneeze button in time. What I'm thinking about doing right now is just getting rid of these Bleak Swords. Just disbanding them. We're not in... Oh, did I use my... Oh, man, I used the wrong stance. Okay. We used full speed. That's alright. Next turn, though, we will... I think after we take this battle, hopefully that will be a pretty big battle, we are going to get rid of the Bleak Swords. We can let them take a lot of damage in the upcoming battle. And we're going to get some Black Ark Corsairs. And I might actually... I don't really want to get rid of the Dark Shards, but... we could maybe get rid of 2 of them. Get some Black Ark Corsairs with Hambo, something like that. I like having really diverse armies. Having lots of different things to play with in a campaign. The most fun. Okay, we're not messing with any of this. Storat Core, I would like to get walls on. Just to prevent any type of incursion from the south. But I think we just need to keep getting gold. And this is an extra 200 gold per turn. If we upgrade that. So we will. And if I had just a bit more, we could get an occupied settlement. And we're going to have a rebellion here, which is no good. Because we've had to chase all the way over there. Which leads me to believe that I should definitely cancel this. Yeah, we're going to do that. Scraghole's about to fall. And I'm okay with it. We'll upgrade that. I didn't anticipate having to chase these units all the way over here. Otherwise, I probably would have sat here and got that done. So that's going to fall to a rebellion. Oh. They were destroyed. The Forge Bound, if you look over to the right.
Under attack, my lord.
The winds of magic shriek and eddy about it in strange formations, for a mighty ritual is underway in some distant land. The power of the ritual pulls and distorts the vortex, yet there remains a chance to intervene. Find the whereabouts of those that channel the ritual and attack before its completion, my lord. Control of the vortex must not fall into enemy hands.
So that's definitely Queek. That's where Queek is right now.
Feel my whip.
Yeah, clan wars. And our brief trade partners were destroyed. Sword of Cain has been claimed. Lots of happenings going on. I am going to move here.
Fangs and talons.
And then go into ambush stance.
Ready to pounce.
And see what happens. We'll continue replenishing, which is all I really care about. And yeah, they done messed up. They ran themselves into a bit of a corner here. So we're going to kill them this turn. And I don't think we can get there in time. I don't think our Black Ark can engage here. They're like near the coast, but we can't attack them.
The ocean awaits.
Let's go see what's up with this. Oh no, I have to leave. Yeah, that's right.
Slaughter awaits. Sail, damn you.
Do I actually have to leave? Yeah.
Anchors
Okay.
away.
I did it at full speed, which is if you were wondering what happened. Sail to the wreck. That's okay. I really couldn't do anything else this turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's defeat a foe in battle. Yeah, look at these normal armies we have to fight. What the hell was the deal with that like stacked army of depth guard that the game thought we could take?
The thrill of battle awaits.
Let's get in there. This is a fun one. It's always nice to have the artillery advantage versus the vampire coast. They're so slow, making them come to you is pretty bad for them. And we will go into spread fire for this enemy on the Reaper Bolt Throwers because they have so many models per unit. And look at this again. I think I've seen this before on Reddit. People talking about how stupid this is. And it is. It's like we're attacking our own Black Ark. Okay, enough of that. Let's,
We are ready.
we'll make a front line here. Kind of going to be the exact same army. I might actually post up down here instead. Because they have to come to me. Because I have the artillery. So let's hope that that's what happens. A little bit of weird terrain issues right there. We are going to put our guys on a bit of high ground. That'll work. We'll just scoot them over a little bit. There's really no difference in having them in this. If they were using like counter artillery, you wouldn't want your guys standing in a straight line like this. Cannons would tear them apart. But in this battle, it doesn't matter. You can use these dudes as a bit of a secondary line. Crossbow Daddy, you can come up here, lock it up. And having a flame sorceress for this battle is huge. You take a look at her. Really good model.
They will not live to see the dawn.
Very naked. Very naked, but you don't need much armor when you're a sorceress, I guess. And we'll kind of do the same thing here. We'll use... Let's actually leave them out here. We'll leave them as an ever-present threat.
Dealers in death.
And maybe be able to pull some of this army apart. I don't know how tactical we really need to get. But we'll keep it pretty real.
Death is coming.
And let's make sure I remember to do this. They're all infantry. And for the most part, a lot of models. If I was going to shoot a depth guard with them, I would use the single target variant. But what I would love to do is get behind some of these gunners. They've got their hand cannon models. Nice. I love the impact on these things. They feel so strong. We're going to stay out of its potential range. We could kind of slow their advance. we move into their range, the AI likes to turn and try and, like, skirmish.
Make them bleed.
Where are you harpies at? Move over here.
Merciless warriors.
Yeah, let's keep it close. I don't really care what we shoot at.
Moving out.
Probably the depth guard would be the better option. We've killed a few models. Can open this up, but we've done a ton of HP damage. So the big thing about depth guard is they have to be engaged in melee to get their HP regen. So every model you kill before they can start to fight is pretty awesome. And we'll drop this here. We're like guaranteed to hit this. We'll hit something. Watch as I whiff and hit that like small crack in between them. Okay. And in they step. Shoot there. Shoot at the gunners. You know what? Let's shoot here. And some of the, like, kind of auxiliary fire will end up
Eager for battle.
tearing them to pieces, I'm sure.
Chariots.
Yeah, as they blob up. So we'll get some kind of residual damage on the depth guard, which is kind of what I'm thinking. Be really beneficial. Yes. Everything's going according to plan.
As you say. Onward. Cold-blooded killers.
And we'll bring these guys over here. Let's let the harpies kind of finish them off.
Following orders.
Ooh, that's scary. What do they got on me? Spirit Leech.
Chariots.
Really good use of Spirit Leech. We're just going to run away now. These harpies are done. Their job is finished. And we're going to charge in. Scourge Runners are going to tear them apart. They got the aspect of the Dread Knight. That Dark Fire will not avail you, Flame of Uldun.
Chariots.
Get out of there. Alright.
Understood.
Don't want to send the chariots in unsupported, really.
Carnage awaits.
Make sure we're shooting at the right targets. The most dangerous targets, that is.
Kill them. Slaughter them.
And there we go. We'll get both of those groups in. And we'll charge them in the back here
Merciless host.
with the Scourge Runner Chariot, and that's just enough to break them. Perfect.
Moving out.
Don't necessarily want to charge into halberds, and I really don't want to lose my my harpies there.
Eager for battle. Hack. Cut.
And whatever engages, we will drop some stuff on them.
Chariots.
And just like that, they're all kind of crumbling.
Kira.
Get out of here.
Fight to Kira.
And we'll go into there.
Death. Blood will flow. Merciless.
And here we can kind of start taking their back a little bit. Zombie pirates are crumbling. Let's send in the Corsairs. You should be able to kind of push their way to the front. Yes, perfect. And they'll add some much needed DPS to this polearm fight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop that.
Bolt throwers. Advance, Druki.
And we'll just engage here and he'll crumble. Sammy the Porous. That's a good name for a zombie pirate.
At once. Slash. Kill.
Down he goes. In a pit of furry women with wings. Not the way I'd want to go, but some people are into that. Yeah, 30 kills on there, unforgivable. We did good. We just wanted to minimize our losses, in case we end up in a battle soon. Auto-resolve would have done us no favors there. Yeah, and we're going to keep our slave count high. Replenishment is important to me. And another level on Admiral Leech feels good. And for all our trouble, we picked up Lost Cargo. Income from all buildings in all regions plus 10%. That's enormous. And we get a weapon and also growth plus 30 in all provinces. That's definitely not to be overlooked. How long does that last? 6 turns? Wow, so 6 times 30. That's a lot of extra growth. I mean, that's like a full level on everything. Wow, plus the income. I mean, that's pretty huge. And Calidor the Dragon Tamer in the lore.
As long as I have my
Bonus versus large and a charge bonus sword.
what I hear.
We can probably give that to our master if he doesn't have a weapon yet, and he does not. That's a good sword for him. Further increasing his bonus versus large, making him even more of an like an anti-large duelist. Now another good weapon that we could give, or another good item that we could give to our boy, is the Guiding Eye, which increases his own and allies' armor-piercing missile damage, as well as giving ambush success chance to the Lord. Now that's kind of irrelevant, I guess. Bodyguard, we don't need that. We'll give that to a different Lord. Let's get Dreaded Slaver. And then she's up to level 7, which is awesome. Is there anything that we could give to her that would help her out? Sword of Anti-Heroes. Sure, why not? And she could use a mount. Let's just keep pushing. We'll grab Evasion. Really want to get Piercing Bolts of Burning. That's one of my favorite spells. And it complements the Black Ark's abilities very well. It's basically like another version of the Soul Rain. Although perhaps even stronger. And then now that gives us a chance. Let's go ahead and smash these Beastmen. They'll run, but I don't think they can get away this time. And the fools, they ran in such a way that they are now within reach of our garrison. And man, so it's such a weak army. And it would be so easy to auto-resolve, but when are we going to fight more Beastmen? I don't know that we will. Let's get a chance. Let's slaughter some Minotaurs. I don't know if we need to put the full power of our armies against these guys, but the reinforcement should be coming from behind us. We can always use their forces to engage in melee. I doubt they'll come out to meet me. One of these days, I'll get the fun choke point. Let's do kind of what we've been doing here. Making our front line. Back line. Keeping it simple. There's not much fanciness needed here. Okay, is he on? He's still not on Spite yet, but he will be. I'm actually looking forward to it, because then we can roll with like a cool cavalry contingent with Spite, the Master, and some Cold One Knights. And we'll just have this amazing anti-large, very mobile force that we can use. Put the Medusa there. We'll use the Scourge Runner Chariots almost as ranged units. They'll be safer that way. Sorceress there. Start deployment. They'll all come in and then we'll just throw them right into the fight.
As you say. Ready! It is done! Orders understood. Eager for blood!
And we get a Black Dragon. That's pretty cool. That's a nifty pickup. Alright, let's get these Dark Shards in a group. Call it Group 5, perhaps. Move them forward. Lock them. And then we'll get these guys in a group as well. Call that Group 6. And they'll come here in front of the other group. Group 7 will be our Cav. They'll hit them from this flank here. And then we'll send in the Black Dragon kind of ahead of all. And we're going to send in Helsifer, our mage, not their mage. She's got Blade Wind. Upgraded Blade Wind. Man, I bet we could just snipe out their caster. May as well send in Malekith as well. This is kind of like his quest battle. Let's let him get in there too. And also we can send in our Dark Shards. And our guys with hand bows. We'll just leave our main army behind. And let them be the ones that take kind of the brunt of the engagement. So what we can do now... Oh, they have some raiders. Okay, so they're not defenseless versus air. What I want to do is come to the side here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do not engage. What are you doing? Stupid dummy. Nope, nope. So the problem is they're going to keep trying to turn to get me. But if I can get them blobbed up, we can get an awesome breath attack. Not bad. 38 kills, not bad. We're just going to keep kind of ducking them. Let's go over here and harass some Minotaurs. I can't believe they're not engaging me. That's nuts. Can fast forward a bit. Let's have fun with our dragon. These aren't poison hounds, are they? No, they're not. So we should be able to get up into the air. Just juke them a little bit. Can we get it? Can we get it? Hounds are annoying, y'all. It's alright. We'll fight. If they're going to bring the Bray Shaman in, we'll fight them. What's up, man? Look at that. One attack. Did pretty good damage. 520 weapon damage on him. And what we want here is for them to engage into this huge ranged pocket that we've set up. I honestly don't care if the Black Dragon dies. It was a calculated risk. Good job from the AI, though, splitting up their ranged units. Yeah, they're just going to get melted. They're going to get rained on. We'll send in Malice to go do some dirty work. Give him a buff. You guys go in. Let's get that charge. And whatever. We'll do a blade wind. Because you got to do at least one blade wind per battle. Shoot there. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty fast one. Let's use a Doom Bolt. That's not the preferred target, but still plenty fun. And we can sweep in here with the Cav. Let's actually go support the Black Dragon. I should have done that already. Send our Cav that way. Let the Master duel with his Beast Lord. Malice is mad. He only got a couple kills.
Master Druki! Immediately!
Awesome. Black Dragon's running. Got a good surround on the Beast Lord, and that's all she wrote. Dark Riders are awesome versus Beastmen units. Especially the shielded versions with a little bit more melee defense. You catch out some Hounds or some Raiders or something like that, you easily run them down. They've got the speed, and they're cheap. They're just a good, cheap answer. But what could on it, like, look at this hill. And if we had brought all of our infantry to bear, would have been a much more epic battle with a huge stack or 2 stacks of Beastmen. We could have made that into a real fight. Really get my micro going. But yeah, just having Blade Wind. Blade Wind's a campaign breaking spell for sure.
The quotas must be filled.
Tempted to just take the gold here.
We will profit from your lives.
And man,
Put the slave masters to
we got to keep the slaves high.
push me.
And that's 3,000 gold for us in the bank. And let's see what the next step is. Okay, so the next thing that we do, we have to win a battle. That's not too hard. We're going to win a battle, and then we're going to get Malice's unique weapon. He's using the Dagger of Hotek, but we're going to get the Warp Sword of Cain. Melee attack plus 10, weapon strength plus 15%, ambush success chance plus 40% for our army, so we could just roll around an ambush stance. And the passive ability, which gives us a 5% ward save and basically regen, which is what we need. And 5,000 gold. So yes, that's it. Malice can feel the Warp Sword's power returning. Soon it will seethe with the same energy as it did the day Malice drew it from the Chaos Waste and slew its Dragon Ogre Guardian. The blade remembers the taste of creatures it has killed in the past, and it's clear now that it craves to consume that ancient and powerful blood once more. Bloodshed cannot be avoided then. Malice must head to a warp gate, return to the Chaos Waste, and face the followers of Chaos in person. It is there, in the lands where he first took up the Warp Sword of Cain, that the ravenous blade will have its fill, and finally, fully renew its deadly power. Okay, so we could teleport there. We're not a strong enough army, I don't think, to fight that. Ooh.
Glorious carnage.
What an awesome follower. It is sometimes necessary to employ silver-tongued diplomacy to achieve one's desired ends. An envoy. Diplomatic relations plus 10 with all factions. That's amazing.
Dark blade.
That's like the same tier as like a research. Okay, I'll take that. So guys, what that's going to do is, once we finally get that... Ooh, Contempt and Hatred, what does that do? Yeah, that gives him huge weapon strength. We're going to wait a bit on that. That'll be next, I think. For right now, we're going to grab Spite. That is our boy. And we need to get him in this army, finally. But what that weapon's going to allow us to do with regen is it's going to let us finally make use of Zarkan. So the biggest thing about Zarkan, his biggest drawback, is that he starts to drain your life once you summon him. And it's super scary. Malice can die from summoning him. So what you have to do is you have to balance that. And since we don't have any heals in the Dark Elf roster, his own replenishment is probably the best way to use Zarkan. So getting that Warp Sword first will allow us to transform. And also the only way we're going to be able to transform is if we are able to sit in full possession, which we cannot at the moment currently do. So if we sit in this, can we travel? We cannot. So let's sit in our Dread Expansion. Excuse me, our Dread Expansion stance. Jesus. And we're still one away, otherwise I'll upgrade this right now. I want to upgrade the Caverns of Sotek because we need to get actual walls here. And then Tor Elisor. Tower of the Sun's another place I want to get real walls. Let's go visit another place. Let's go visit up here before we make any hard decisions on what we absolutely have to do. Okay. Alright, let's go back down. Bottom of the world. Okay. Oh, and that's where the Chaos Gate is. Interesting. I didn't know that's where we would be going. The game really wants you to fight Kroq-Gar, and I think we will at some point. Just perhaps not today. Let's get that Tower of the Sun locked down. I don't want anyone to ever take that spot from me. That's going to be this is a game-winning spot. Anywhere that has the ritual resource site is something that you want to hold on to. And a stronger garrison there with walls. Walls are the key thing. Okay. That was good. And we're force marching our way to try and get back to Scraghole. I don't want to lose this place if I don't have to. We'll pass. And then let's see what's up with everyone else. There are very few Dark Elves left. We haven't discovered Morathi yet. Oh wow, they accepted our request. That's great. I think what's going to happen is, just thanks to that one follower we just picked up, we're going to get plus 10 on everybody. And slowly but surely we're going to start moving upwards with a lot of these people who kind of hate us. And we might be able to get some treaties and things going. That'd be wonderful. I'll take as many envoys as the game wants to give me. That's a pretty broken follower to have. You get 2 or 3 of them? I don't know. Like, you can just make treaties with anyone you want. So Lothar now has their ritual going. Pretty much everyone seems to have their rituals going. And this is awesome. We're going to get to Scraghole before it can be taken. So it won't be a completely wasted investment on our part. And now we're able to get slave gates here. And we need to do that for sure. Okay, no weird situation going on here. Our public order is not yet stabilized. But last time we had problems here, we didn't have the garrison, so the problems were really bad. But this is still kind of a weak force. I'm worried they won't be able to hold. We can kind of babysit them with our Black Ark a little bit. But I'm happy my Black Ark is here, because we're going to mirror Malice's movements. And whenever we get the chance, we're going to switch out his army. Now, though, I'm going to move
Vile plan. Anchors away.
to here. Stay in range. We now have what we need to upgrade this. We just don't have the gold. What did I just spend gold on? I don't know. Hold on. Let's go to Pardek. And we're going to attack here this turn. And we're going to sack them.
We roam to the slaughter.
Wow, they have
Send them
nothing.
To the underworld.
Scarecrow Banner is really good on a flying unit. It allows them to lower the leadership of any other flying unit that they're fighting.
Time for a maul.
That was nice and easy.
What
We
you
can
don't
sack.
take, burn. Legendary
I want to sack them
rank.
because I want to be able to move back.
We are never
Charm Shield, that's a good pickup. He already... No. Was he already wearing this, or did he just equip it just now? I don't remember. Income from all buildings, 10% local region. Oh my god, that's a great follower.
Wield the
That's an
wand.
amazing follower. Okay.
Here
See how that doesn't change over
is
yet?
key.
Very disconcerting when you're watching your income so much. High Elf Slave. Weapon strength when fighting against the High Elves, but 10% income from all of our buildings. This is the income place. So if we have any type of follower that boosts the income of a certain location, we need to give it to this guy. So yeah, he just gets his Charm Shield. That guy loves us. We need to get Lightning Strike here. And then next turn we'll get Renown and Feared. And that'll be an awesome pickup. And just like that, you just kind of have to go to a different option. And it goes to what it's supposed to be. And I think we picked up a couple hundred from that one follower.
Untamable.
Followers are proving to be MVPs. I think we needed more than that, though, in order to upgrade our Black Ark. I think we needed 4,800.
Tyrant.
Sorry, that's not the correct. Yes, 4,800. Maybe we can get some cash. Oh, no. Whoa. What was I clicking on? Maybe we can get... Yeah, I meant to hit payments there. Ah, man. Pretty sure he'll give us 300. Sure.
Canes, why are you here?
Will you give me
What
300?
web do you very well?
They did. Awesome. Just like in real life, guys, never forget to use your friends for money.
Malevolent lord.
That's what I always say. Okay, we are gonna go here. I don't always say that. I've never said that. Let's
Slaughter.
pop this. Get the next tier of Black Arcs. It gives me another 3% upkeep reduction, but also more Horde recruitment capacity, bigger growth by 5. It doesn't increase the strength of any of our abilities, though. It would be cool. But it will allow us to get Hydras. And I'm all about some Hydras. Also, let's plan out our next building. So it's going to unlock one more building slot for us. We could go here, get some Witch Elves, Death Hag, Canine Assassins. We could go here and get Cold One Knights. And also, I mean, we don't really need the Cold One Chariots now that we already have Scourge Runners. I think the Cold One Chariots are better. But Black Guard are so hard to pass. What a powerful late game unit for us. And then eventually, of course, into the Harganeth and Cold One Dread Knights, which are the elite cav. And yeah, our other option is to go for Medusas, which are pretty cool. And we'd unlock the ability to recruit our own sorceresses, but just for a Medusa. So our option is like you get 3 units with the potential to get the elite, the best infantry, both anti-large and anti-infantry, and the best cav, and the best chariots. Or you can get sorceresses, which I already have, and Medusas, which I already have 1. You know, it's kind of a no-brainer. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get the Dread Mance. It's 3,000. It's going to take a while to get there. We've got to let the growth build up. In the meantime, though, we are going to ditch these guys. That will help us to accumulate a bit more gold this turn, which we will then turn around and use to purchase some Black Ark Corsairs. I want this army to be strong, like really strong. Able to basically defeat anything in the oceans that we come across. And is that everything? I believe
am
so.
no puppet.
Alright, let's roll it. We've got 15 more turns until we can do the gift to the Witch King. It would be awesome to get another Black Ark, but we don't have any slave pins, which is unusual for this point in the campaign.
Few things would gladden my heart more than you.
You want a peace treaty? Yeah, you'd have to pay me thousands to get a peace treaty with you. Because you're Tretch is an awesome source of income for us. And levels. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that old charge lock. We're just gonna auto-resolve you. Thank you for the easy money.
Will be my profit.
Like you have a
Easy
choice.
money. And just like that, this area is now stabilized. And we can move on with our lives. Okay, let's move up here.
I admire your
I am going to move to this location. You know what?
Shut up,
What I really need to do is I need to move over to the Black Ark and switch units. So let's move. How far can we move with Malice? That's the first thing. Because there's some weird things that happen when you cross over from land to sea in this game. Keep pumping his armor.
Something
So let's move into the water. Okay, good. Let's level her up as well. Anything that she can have? Doesn't look like it. And let's get her Arcane Conduit. That's huge. If you don't know, that's going to increase our Winds of Magic in a battle to the point where we can cast just way more spells. And now we're going to come over here to Malice, and we're going to switch up our units in this army.
I will
Okay.
eradicate them.
So we're going to give him these Black Ark Corsairs, and we're going to take these Bleak Swords. We are going to... Let's see. Something like that.
Shut up, demon!
I'd wanted to get him some Sisters of Slaughter. We're just going to end up getting rid of these Bleak Swords as well. I don't mind holding on to the Dread Spears for now, until we can get some Black Guard in here. Harpies I don't necessarily need. I wanted to get the Scourge Runner Chariots in. Go for this. We lose our mobility, our Scourge Runners for our Arc, but we can always recruit more. That's the big thing to remember. Do we want to get rid of our hand bows, though?
Just you try, sticking wretches.
Yeah, I think this is fine. This is a fine trade.
I will continue.
It's not as big of an upgrade for everyone as I wanted,
Shut up, demon!
but Malice's front line is now much more solid. Almost said salad. It's much more solid. He's got the Scourge Runner Chariots, which I think are very cool, and he's got the artillery, which is the big thing that I wanted.
Lord of Nagaroth.
Now what we need to do
Rest for the wicked.
is get 2 more artillery pieces, and then I'm also going to get 2 more chariots.
I am no puppet.
What am I going to do here? I'm thinking about getting rid of one of these Scourge Runners and one of these Dark Shards, and maybe even one of these Black Ark Corsairs. I really want to get Sisters of Slaughter. But I think I can roll with this army for the time being. This is good enough.
For now, we wait. Corsairs,
And we're going to get back on the dry land.
all in good time.
And we're going to let the Admiral come back over here and move.
I will have their heads.
Okay. Is it going to take 2 turns? No. Okay, Scourge Runner Chariots do take 2 turns, but when we're done with that, we're going to go to the Skull Reef, which is usually a very powerful battle. Drag holes now
We are restless.
free of influence. They're still a little bit tainted, so we have to worry about that.
Bubbles within.
Pardek is going to have to deal with another insurrection soon. Let's go ahead and ambush.
timing.
The Crone
is
love us.
poor.
They don't. And they're at war with another
Fear
Dark Elf
not,
group.
I have many exits.
Okay, let's just keep rolling. We've got Taskmaster. That's awesome. Spent multiple turns in March stance. An extra 3% movement range. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is. You start adding 3% to 5% to 10%, and then he gets another trait, and then a follower, and next thing you know, you've got plus 50 movement. And then things like we were doing with the Beastmen, where we were kind of chasing them around, that just doesn't happen anymore.
Lord of the wild things, if you insist.
We'll attack them next turn. You want to give them a turn to kind of build up, otherwise all of your sacking doesn't really accomplish a whole lot. You don't pick up a lot of slaves from that. Haggrave still has 1 turn until we can upgrade it, so we need to plan for that. We need to save some gold. That's going to be one of the biggest turning points in our economy in this campaign. Let's send over our admiral next turn to do that.
Stay away, Sarkhan.
My big problem right now, what do they want us to do? Be at war with the following faction. That'll give us Bruglier. Bonus versus infantry. Malice's eldest brother, a renowned captain and corsair in his own right, is conducting an incestuous relationship with his own sister, Yasmir. Ugh. So going to war with these guys will 100% piss off Big Daddy Croc, who I don't know if I can honestly even afford to piss off right now. Is there another Beastman army here? It says there is, but I don't see them. Hopefully it didn't just keep spawning them there. Okay, and then we still have only 2 turns left to go and take out Orion's camp, which is like way up here. We're not going to make that. We might have made it if we had not spent so many turns
My will
doing
still
other stuff.
remains.
Okay. This is going to piss off those guys,
This is a struggle.
which we don't need to do. We can't raid them, so there's no point in crossing into that territory. We just don't have the ability. They're about to have a rebellion that they probably can't win. But I don't really want to pass up. So here's the dilemma, guys. I could probably wait a turn, and then they die to their own rebellion. A turn or 2, probably. It might take 2 turns for it to build up. In which case, I don't have to develop the diplomatic penalties with Krokgar, which I value pretty highly. At least until the Caverns of Sotek gets the Dark Palisades, and they can kind of hold back Krokgar if they need to. Or I can go in there next turn and take it,
I grow.
and then fulfill this, and then get what looks to be an extremely powerful follower, which I can then give to like a Hargoneth Executioner unit or something like that with it. A tremendous bonus versus infantry. And this place is getting crushed. Their public order is so bad. Why? Just pure corruption? It's terrible. I think we need to get rid of this. We don't quite need the growth anymore. And then the Tower of the Stars. What, do you have anything unique? You do not. But we could just get a Black Rhodes here. And I think we will. And that allows us, that's an upgrade, it's definitely an upgrade, but it allows us to save some gold for next turn. But I would really want to get this Dark Elf Harbor. I just have to make sure that I have what I need to upgrade the Admiral next turn. Oh no, we need to get this. Hold up. Wait a minute. We need Hydras. Belay, wait, not that. That's actually fine. We'll belay this order. And we'll get Hydras. Oh my god. We also needed to remember we need 10 for this. So we're at 2 now. Alright, Hydra's incoming, guys. 1 turn away.
I grow weary. I am no.
So if I'm going to get Hydras in this army, I can plan for that. I can toss something now. What am I getting, though? What exactly am I getting? So this gives me a Warhydra, Charybdis, and Pharaoh Manticore. I don't see myself getting a Pharaoh Manticore in this army. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of a unit of Dark Shards as well. And I think I'd like to get 2 Hydras, or maybe a Hydra and a Charybdis just for fun, so we can look at the models. I can see that. That checks out. Or maybe we get like 2 Hydras in Malice's army and a Charybdis in Admiral Leech's army. And if I'm going to do that, I should probably like plan for that also and get rid of something in this army. And I think the weak link here is going to be to get rid of a unit or 2 of Dark Shards. And I don't want these Bleak Swords either. We're doing some serious retrofitting here, but I think it's important. And the reason I disband these units now, even though I'm not recruiting, is because it's going to increase my income. And the longer we just don't have those units, the more they kind of pay for themselves in a way by not already being in our army. So what I want to do is, honestly, I want to get rid of a lot of these units. I want to get rid of these too. We want Black Ark Corsairs as our front line. I'll keep some Dread Spears as anti-large until we get something like Black Guard. But I think we're going to roll up. We're going to get Black Ark Corsairs. And then we're going to get... Man, and it's easy to forget. We also have Sisters of Slaughter as options. Damn.
Stay away, Zarkan.
I feel like I want to get rid of 2 Black Ark Corsairs here. These 2 guys that don't have any chevrons. And we're going to get some Sisters of Slaughter.
Zarkan.
Yeah. That's just too cool. Our army is going to be stacked. But it's going to take a few turns to do it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. We know we have a rebellion here. We're actually counting on it to make us some more gold. It's going to ruin our slave upkeep a little bit. But we've got to be able to upgrade Haggrafe this turn. And they're stealing our technology.
Have you grown so tired of cowering that you offer your death so?
See, now he wants a little bit of gold, and that's not happening. I'm going to go sack that place this turn. We've got to keep our lord happy over there.
I kill beasts I can't control. Skin.
And now we have technology research. So upkeep minus 5% for Black Ark Corsair units. That's huge because we're planning on keeping a lot of those. And income from sacking settlements 20%, which we're also about to do. So that's another huge pickup for us. And then here, none of these are very good. We would want to get this upgrade, but I think we might as well just go for Driven by Vengeance. Armor piercing for harpies, that does nothing for me. But I could see us recruiting a full stack of cheap units later in the game.
Very well. Unleash the horrors.
Okay. They've got a bit of a force here. I feel like it's going to not really favor me too much in the auto-resolve.
Even pitiful life has value.
And I'm going to take the gold here because we need it.
Animals, not slaves. Forward.
Alright, Sword of Swift Slang. Cool, cool. That's going to get a nice upgrade. And every now and then I got to check over here to make sure there's not some army, Beastman army sitting on the border of our lands. Losing that. If we had a fight going on over there, we'd be miserable.
Heal, beasts of Druki. Traveling.
I doubt there's an army here.
Feed minions. Show
So we'll do some of that. Get our sack going.
control
And that 11% replenishment rate will kind of counter
ferocious. Prowl further.
the negative replenishment rate that we suffered from taking the gold in that last battle. We also got good attacker on Pardic. That's great. Cloak of Haggrafe. Huge missile resistance. Could put that... Oh, wow. We got another High Elf Slave. Okay. We could put that on, let's say, a Sorceress. We can't have 2 in here of the same. Yeah, we'll just have to give that to someone else, I suppose. But now we have Renown and Feared. So another 8%. So we're dealing with minus 15, 23. That's a 23% upkeep reduction. Plus
The Druki are restless.
a 60% upkeep reduction. So our army costs almost nothing, which you gotta love. We don't have any heroes here to kill this assassin. Nor do I think we could. Assassins are really hard to, in turn, assassinate. Okay, but with that gold, with the upgrade to Haggrave going on, we still got enough gold to do some other stuff. I really want to get this port online. The Caverns of Sotek are now upgradable. We can also get exotic animal pins, which lead to some pretty cool buffs. They're also a tradable resource. But more importantly is to get the Dark Palisade online. I wonder if there's an Undercity here. And that's where all this corruption is coming from. I bet there is. Alright, all the slaves are going in the right spots. And we're going to put a Black Roads here. That'll allow us to easily travel. And I would like to open up some other places to slaves to kind of spread the public order penalty around. But this is kind of a big turn for us in terms of recruiting new units. I was planning on spending quite a bit of gold here. Yeah, and several turns doing this. Wow, they are expensive. So getting 2 of them. What was the other thing? I was going to get Sisters of Slaughter. That's what it was. Okay. Let's get the Hydras in there. And let's see if we can't go... Hold on. Can we not move the Black Ark? Yes. Okay, we don't... Let's go do this first. This could be a huge amount of gold. Let's raid the Cove. And this is a real army, and we'd be fighting it a bit undergunned. Oh, Jesus. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. We don't have a full stack here. They have 2 Rotting Leviathans, and they have a Carronade. Oh, man. And we don't have any frontliners. This could be a problem. Guys, we're going to do this next time. Oh, man. I think I may have bitten off more than I could chew with this one. Should have been more patient, I think. But getting gold this turn, if we can win this fight and get gold from this fight, like a lot of gold, we'll be able to recruit whatever we want this turn, and it'll really accelerate our expansion. If we have to wait a bunch of turns sitting around collecting gold, recruiting Hydras, you know, getting a front line here, what we're basically missing is like 5 Black Ark Corsairs that would take the brunt of all of these depth guards for us while we dealt with the back. You know, 2 Rotting Leviathans, not 1, 2. We'd have to sit the Reaper Bolt Throwers on them the entire time, use the Harpies essentially to shut down the Carronades and the ranged units, as well as the Scourge Runner Chariots. That would be their job. And then the Dark Shards would be focusing down Depth Guard, while only 3, essentially, infantry units would be holding them. We'd have to use the Black Ark Corsairs with Hambows to kite probably a little bit, but then eventually they'd have to be thrown into melee. And I'm not sure... Our casting would come in handy. We've got a Firecaster here. We could potentially snipe out the Lord with overcasted fireballs and shots from the Admiral. We have a plan. We have a plan. Never fear. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. For me, it's Christmas Eve right now, and I've got to go start cooking some gumbo. But I just gave myself added stress for the day, knowing that I have to come back here and beat this army. Without any further ado, guys, happy holidays, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, y'all.